Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamuda Chira Yagura Chira Vaishnava Paramahamsa Harivraj Acharya Ashtadasa Shri Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Ananta Kota Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Namacharya Shridasa Thakur Ki Prem Sikho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Pandiri Govardhana Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Ganga Maya Ki Yamuna Maya Ki Rishi Deva Ki Bhakti Deva Ki Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai Gaur Prem all glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru, Shri Gauranga. Srimati Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswati Devi. Gauravani Pracharine. Namaste Sanyavadi. Astacharya Shatani. Hare Krishna. Where is Martin? Where is Martin? Is another Prabhu any idea where you might be? So, thank everybody for coming this morning. Your association to, we hope, give your blessings. I may speak a few words which are of relevance, and also blessings, please, for the devotees who are taking a step forward in their spiritual lives to officially accept initiation in our Brahma Madhya Gaudiya Sampradaya. So today we're going to be reading a verse, or verses rather, from Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I'm not sure what's on the board because I can't see. Just one verse?
The first one.
Just one, okay. Because there are two verses together, but we're just chanting one. This is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Sanatana Goswami. Can someone tell me the number of the verse, please? 23, 14. Oh, I have a marker there. 14.
Yes.
And this marker is very unique. You may never have seen this card before. This card is addressed to Mr. Mikhail Gorbachev. It's a very old card. You can have a look at it afterwards if you wish. I think about 1989 or something when we had, even earlier, this campaign to appeal to the communist government. He likes to read it as in Russian, or in English as well. Appealing to release the devotees who are imprisoned in Russia. I don't know why it was in this book, but there. Maybe no one's opened the book since then. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jai 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 Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
If Martin could come and sit up here, please. Unless you need some reason why not. Pardon? That's okay for now. You're going to get a new set of kanji mala, don't worry. We used to have one quite often when we joined. If you were lucky. Nobody had tulsi beads. None of us had bead bags. None of us had kurtas. Dhoti was a orange nylon cloth. As soon as you walked in the door, you got an orange nylon cloth. Even if you had hair down to your waist. You're going on Sankirtan, every hippie would put a orange nylon cloth around them. And you give your own beads to the new people. You have to chant on your fingers, even if you've been initiated. You get them back if you're lucky. So we're reading from the Srimad Chaitanya Charitamrita, life's ultimate goal. Text number 14. So kindly repeat. Ado, Shraddha, Tataha, Sadhu, Sangha, Atha, Bhajana Kriya, Tataha, Anartha, Nivrittihi, Syat, Tato, Nishta, Ruchihi, Tataha, Ado, Shraddha, Tatak, Sadhu. It's a good verse to learn if you're, into learning verses. We should all try to learn some verses. This is one good verse to learn. It's a very fundamental, foundational verse in our Krishna consciousness movement. Do we have a French translation going on?
Yes.
Anybody else need French?
Est-ce que quelqu'un a besoin d'une traduction en français? Vous pouvez vous diriger vers...
Can you understand what I'm saying? I have a very strong English accent. It's not even English. It's from the West Country. You know that accent, Rukmini? Are you translating into English, Rukmini? Rukmini Raman Prabhu has a very nice English accent. It's sophisticated English accent. I'm from the West Country where the cider apples grow. It's a little strong accent. You can understand?
Yes.
Ado Shraddha Tatak Sadhu, Sangota Bhajana Kriya, Tatonata Nivritti Shat, Tatonishta Ruchis Tataha, Ado Shraddha Tatak Sadhu, Sangota Bhajana Kriya, Tatonata Nivritti Shat, Tatonishta Ruchis Tataha,
Ado Shraddha Tata Sadhu, Sangata Bhajana Kriya,
Tato narta nivriti syat.
Tato narta nivriti syat.
Tato nista ruchis tataha.
Just a little comment, maybe no one's teaching it, but in Vaishnava etiquette, generally speaking, we always give first choice to the senior devotees when chanting the verse, please. Bear that in mind. It's nice to be enthusiastic, but it's more important to give respect to the senior devotees. It's the only way we can advance in Krishna consciousness. If we disrespect devotees, senior devotees, you can guarantee we will not make any progress in spirituality. No matter how much service or chanting we do. So if some of the senior devotees would like to chant, please do so. Ado Shraddha Tathak Sadhu Sangota Bhajana Kriya Tato Nata Nivitishat Tato Nishta Ruchistataha Ado Shraddha Tathak Sadhu Sangota Bhajana Kriya Tato Nata Nivitishat Tato Nishta Ruchistataha. Ladies. Ado Shraddha Tathak Sadhu Sangota Bhajana Kriya Tato Nata Nivitishat Tataha Sangota Bhajana Kriya Tato Nata Nivitishat Tato Nishta Ruchistataha. I'll read the next verse because they go together, 14 and 15. For those who are not familiar with this is the step-by-step process of devotional service from beginning, more or less, Shraddha to Prema. Ata saktis tato bhavas tatak prema vyabdanchati sadhakanam mayam prema pradurpave bhavatkramaha. Very long word to word, but I'm going to go through it. It's so important. Ado. In the beginning. Shraddha. Who knows Shraddha? Faith. In this case, Prabhupada has written firm faith. Or disinterest. Disinterest, very interesting. Disinterest in material affairs. And interest in spiritual advancement. We don't expand on that word, but this is a simple, what do we say? Synonymous with the development of faith. It says firm faith. Faith may be very soft in the beginning, pliable. People change their faith very easily. Firm faith means no change. Firm, strong. And that is the symptom of this is disinterest in material affairs and interest in spiritual advancement. We're a very broad audience today. Some of you may be new to this Krishna consciousness movement. But devotees should be interested in spiritual advancement. That's probably why we came here. I'm not sure if everyone came for that reason, but it should be why we're here. Next word. Tataha. Thereafter. Sadhu Sangaha. Sadhu Sangha? What is Sadhu Sangha? Thank you for repeating. Very good. You're listening. First symptom, that's the first qualification, is to hear. I'm asking a question now. What does the word Sadhu Sangha mean? Association of?
With devotees.
Very good. Well, Prabhupada again goes into a fine, important detail here. Association with pure devotees. We may not have time today, but it's a subject in itself. Atta, then. Bhajana Kriya. What does that, I mean, if I say what does it mean, Parikshit will repeat. What does it mean? Bhajana Kriya, what does it mean? Initiation.
Practicing of the devotion.
Yeah. It doesn't necessarily, well, it does include initiation, but it doesn't necessarily directly mean that. Performance of devotional service to Krishna. And there's a long comment. I'm not going to ask you to repeat this, but listen. Surrendering to the spiritual master and being encouraged by the association of devotees so that initiation takes place. What was that? Pretty significant. I mean, you don't notice this on that. A lot of times we just read the translation. Don't read the word for word, when we read the books. Some very significant points you can extract from here. This is Prabhupada's words. Surrendering to the spiritual master and being encouraged by the association of devotees so that initiation takes place. Tataha, thereafter. Anartha nivrittihi means unwanted things. That's interesting, you should say that. Well, it could be unwanted, you could put many words in there. But here Prabhupada says the diminishing. Now these are stages, by the way, of devotional service. So Anartha nivritti is a stage of devotional service. Now, it's not like one day you wake up and you're on the platform now of Anartha nivritti. Yesterday I was doing Bhajana Kriya, today I'm doing Anartha nivritti. And next day you wake up, today what will I be next day? Nishta! Today I'm Nishta Prabhu. 5 days ago I was just a shraddha, one of those shraddhas. It's not like that. It is gradual, progressing. Big subject. Whole process of devotion service here. So, Anartha nivritti it means removal, you could say, but it doesn't mean immediately. And even at that stage, there will be, or even past that stage, there may be traces. What are anartha? What is an anartha? Pardon? Yeah, you could say impure heart, full of material desires. Huh? Material desires means things for my sense gratification. Full of it. Or, as Prabhupada says here, unwanted habits. Has anyone got unwanted habits? It would be interesting if everyone would write down their unwanted habits, Anonymous, just write it all down. You probably have a pretty long list, huh? Just about everything you could think of, I would imagine. Right? Everything from the grossest to the subtlest to the intellectual to the, everything. Some may even, still be attached to demigod worship. Pious, you could say. Indian people, many Indian devotees, initiated devotees, still attached. liberation, all kinds of, these are elevated unwanted desires. Some of the more common ones in the Western world are not so favorable. So this stage may take a little while, but we'll get there in a minute. Diminishing of all unwanted habits. Syat. There should be. Tataha. Thereafter. Nishta. Firm faith. Ruchihi means taste. Tataha. Thereafter. Atta. Then. Ashakti. What is Ashakti? What is that?
Next stage of the devotion.
Excuse me?
Attachment to the...
Yeah, deep attachment. Strong attachment. Tataha. Then. Bhavaha. Of bhava. What is bhava?
The premises of pure love of God.
Excuse me? Yes, Maeshwar.
The premises of pure love of God.
The premise?
Premises, the beginning of
The
pure
beginning, yeah, the beginning. Beginning. Yeah, the first signs of prema, the first signs that you were feeling. Just like when the sun rises in the morning, you get the sunlight, the sun hasn't fully risen, or you start feeling, in association of the sun, you may start feeling warmer and warmer. You're getting there. It was getting there. You're starting feeling the symptoms of the sun, the symptoms of pure connection with Krishna. Unavoidable ecstatic emotions will develop. And deep affection. Tataha. Thereafter. Prema.
love of God.
Abundanchati. Abundanchati. It's a hard word, huh? Arises. Sadakam. I think everyone's heard this word, sadaka. Sadaka. That's what you say to the Arab people on the street. You tell them to perform sadak. Of the devotees practicing Krishna consciousness. I am this. Premnaha. Of love of Godhead. Arubhave. In the appearance. Of it. Is. Kramaha. The chronological order. Translation. Srila Prabhupada. In the beginning, there must be faith. Then one becomes interested in associating with pure devotees. Thereafter one is initiated by the spiritual master and executes the regulative principles under his orders. Thus one is freed from all unwanted habits and becomes firmly fixed in devotional service. Thereafter, one develops taste and attachment. This is the way of sadhana bhakti, the execution of devotional service according to the regulated principles. Gradually emotions intensify, and finally there is awakening of love. This is the gradual development of love of Godhead for the devotee interested in Krishna consciousness. Is anyone interested? Oh, sure. Well, so what is the goal of Krishna consciousness?
Pure love.
Yes. What's the goal of sadhana bhakti? You could say it's the same thing, but more directly is to come to the level of, there are three described in Nectar Devotional, three categories of bhakti. Three categories of that. We could probably look at it in different ways. Three specific, I don't know if I'm using the right word, maybe I'm using the wrong word. But sadhana bhakti is one. What are the other two? Pardon? Sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. Three. Sadhana bhakti is our present, well, should be our present, those who are aspiring, present situation, sadhana bhakti. What does sadhana mean?
Practice.
Very simple, practicing, applying, using our senses under the direction of Shastra, Guru, ultimately Krishna, in service for the pleasure of the Lord. It's given to us by the pure devotees. They know how to do that, and the Shastras also. But the details are given in the association of devotees. Practicing various, you could look at it in different ways, but ultimately practicing devotional service. Devotional service in the beginning may not be so pure. It will be mixed at best. The practice of devotional service under the guidance of a pure devotee helps me gradually to awaken pure and purer devotion. Devotional service never stops, it's eternal. It just becomes pure, freed of any ill motive. Nyabilasita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavitam anukulena krishna shilanam. Without any other motivation. And as Prabhupada mentioned here, free of any other desires or intentions. And then at the same time, becoming more and more pleasing to Krishna, Anushilanam, more and more pleasing to the Lord, by following Krishna Anu. That means to follow the footsteps of the pure devotees, or the directions they give us. Shilana means to cultivate. It could be used also to practice, to cultivate. Favorable. And Krishna Anu can also be that which is favorable to the Lord. Krishna Anu Shilana. So we learn that, and this is the process of learning. In fact, there's no purport, by the way, to this verse, but there's the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita is the purport to this verse. Practically. So there's one stage also, which may not be emphasized here, which may be seen as, it's not so much a stage, it's a kind of preparation to come to the stage of beginning devotional service. Go to Gyata Sukriti, when by causeless good fortune, that means no material reason, spiritual reason, the causeless mercy of the pure devotees, ultimately Radharani, causeless mercy, to give this opportunity to the conditioned souls to connect with devotional service. The Sankirtan movement is a manifestation of that causeless mercy. It's to somehow or another give everyone a chance to chant Hare Krishna, everyone a chance to take prasadam, and whatever other chances we can give. Somehow or another, to distribute Krishna consciousness. Whether they like or don't like, whether they want or don't want, is not the point. The point is, a devotee is one who wants to see the glorious names of the Lord spread everywhere. Prabhupada said one time in New Vrindavan, in one lecture, he said, the prime symptom of a devotee of love of God, he said. The devotee who loves God, what to speak of, whatever stage we're on. The prime symptom of one who loves God is he wants to see his Lord's holy name spread everywhere. And he said it 3 times. Cannot tolerate to see people, any living entity, not getting this opportunity to connect with Krishna to a pure devotee. Now I'm going to go back one verse here. Or maybe 2 verses. Let me see. Yeah, the previous verses also describe the same step-by-step progress in devotional service. The previous verse comes now to that stage. So, and this is, in one sense, you could say the goal of sadhana bhakti is to reach bhava bhakti. You can't jump to prema. Some devotees want to, and you can't jump to, there's 2, you could say 2 lines of sadhana bhakti. You know what they are? What do you do?
Why this sadhana?
Pardon?
Why this sadhana?
Vaidhi. Vaidhi means?
Regulative principles.
Regulation under rules and regulations of following must, do's and so on, do's and don'ts. And the other one? Raganuga. What is that?
Spontaneous. 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 Spontaneous.
Spontaneous, yeah. It's not something it's automatic. I mean, what example can you give? Maybe mother, the child spontaneously, when the child cries, or even if it doesn't cry, this mother is spontaneously concerned, or affection to her child is spontaneous. Not entirely, but something like that. It's automatic. It's not because you have to do it. If you have to remind, the mother, you're supposed to feed your child. This is something not quite right there. She automatically wants to, and the child wants. It's automatic. Some things in our life are a little like that. We don't need reminding. It's something comes straight from within. It's spontaneous. That's another thing. And what to speak of bhava bhakti and prema, even the practice of raganuga bhakti is something which is not something for, let's say, unless one is eligible. It's not something you do practice in raganuga, but it's not something you necessarily practice to try to, manifest it. It's something which comes naturally as our hearts become pure, and a natural attraction of the soul towards a particular aspect of devotional service takes place. Right now, we may have an attraction for some kinds of devotional service, right? What do you have attraction for? What do you have attraction for?
Book distribution.
Book distribution, yes, see, that's pretty good, huh? What do you have attraction for?
Attraction for deity worship.
Deity worship, fantastic. Cleaning.
So book distribution.
Book distribution, cleaning.
I guess cooking.
Cooking.
Reading Prabhupada's books.
Reading Prabhupada's books. Book distribution. Pretty good, huh? But, it's good. Sometimes Prabhupada would say that this mood of raga, or the spontaneous mood, even in the beginning stages when we're so attracted to a certain aspect or a certain type of activity, it may not be really on that spontaneous platform. We have other things on our heart too. We have other habits, or we may be even conditional. In other words, if nobody buys a book, everybody is going by non merci. Sect, cook, sect, You may not feel so inspired. I'm not saying you won't, but I mean, it may not, that may be the case. Spontaneous, nothing can interfere with it. Nothing either in or out. Fixed. It may start place. That real raga takes part at earliest stages of nishta sometimes. May not even be there. Beyond anartha. We have to come to that stage, and then beyond that, Bhava Bhakti. This movement is not here just to open buildings and have, numbers. Important part to play, doing things, but it's meant. Our real business and the real purpose of this movement is to develop, awaken, pure love of God. Well, the previous verse has said, when that ecstatic emotional stage intensifies, it is called love of God. Such love is life's ultimate goal and the reservoir of all pleasure. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur summarizes his growth of love of Godhead as a gradual process. It's gradual. Don't expect it overnight. Sometimes we're a little impatient. Huh? Ever come across that? You can say it's so bad but you've got to be patient in devotion, not just to be. Rupa Goswami says enthusiasm, patience, both have to be there. Sometimes the boys want quick prema. Quick prema, instant prema. Everything instant mash, I don't know what you call it here. Potatoes, they're powder, boil water on it and you've got your mash immediately. I have a term which I use, you want this. Have you heard this word in English, prematurely? Prematurely? I break it down. Prema, too early. Prematurely. It's almost exactly the same, isn't it? Prema, too early. You're not ready for it.
Not mature.
Amazing. English language is funny. There's a lot of tricky things like this in the English language as well. In a neophyte stage we may have these emotions, but it doesn't go like that. Qualify or purify our consciousness. Develop the favorable attitude. And that's developed this humility and tolerance which is required if we want to practice or want to cultivate or attract the Lord's mercy. We can't by practice. By practice alone we don't develop prema bhakti. It's by the mercy. Even Prabhupada writes, even the awakening of the dormant affection for the Lord, even the previous stage of bhava, does not depend, Prabhupada writes, at all on the mechanical process of hearing and chanting. It depends wholly and solely upon the mercy of the Lord. Wholly and solely. You have to look or attract that mercy of the Lord. Desire has to be there. It's not a mechanical thing. There may be stages of mechanics which result in certain changes, but that awakening of love of God is not a mechanical thing. Desire, the genuine, pure desire has to be there. And it comes in the correct association of pure devotees with the Lord. A person becomes interested in devotional service by some good fortune. Eventually he becomes interested in pure devotional service without material contamination. At that point a person wants to associate with devotees. As a result of this association, he becomes more and more interested in discharging devotional service and hearing and chanting. This is another symptom of that we're making a little bit of progress, so we want to hear and chant. Just like now we have wonderful opportunity here. Madhya Prabhu is here, Ojasvi Prabhu and other devotees have come here to Mayapur and sharing instrumentally via media for the pure holy name to be transmitted, to give us that opportunity to associate with the Nam. In this way, the more we're attracted to this, the more chance there will be a change will take place in our heart. The Lord will remove the unwanted desires in our heart. It's He who removes them, it's not the mechanics. The mechanics may show our sincerity and our faith in the process. It's the Lord Himself who does the removal of the anarchism. The more one is interested in hearing and chanting, the more he is purified of material contamination. Liberation from material contamination is called anarta liberty, indicating a diminishing of all unwanted things. This is the test of development in devotional service. If one actually develops the devotional attitude, he must be freed from the material contamination of weaknesses for the candidates for initiation. A little bit, you could say, hint, illicit sex, intoxication, gambling, and meat eating. You didn't hear. These are the preliminary symptoms. When one is freed from all material contamination, his firm faith awakens in devotional service. When firm faith develops, a taste arises, and by that taste one becomes attached to devotional service. Nothing disturbs them. No doubts. When this attachment intensifies, the seed of love of Krishna fructifies. This position is called priti or vati, affection, or bhava, emotion. When rati intensifies, it is called love of Godhead. This love of Godhead is actually life's highest perfection and the reservoir of all pleasure. Then, thus, devotional service or life is divided into two stages. Here, another angle of looking at it. Sadhana bhakti and bhava bhakti. Sadhana bhakti refers to the development of devotional service through the regulated principles. The basic principle for the execution of devotional service is faith. Above that there is association with devotees. And after that there is initiation by a bona fide spiritual master. After initiation, one follows the regulated principles of devotional service. One becomes freed from all unwanted things. In this way, one becomes firmly fixed and gradually develops a taste for devotional service. The more the taste grows, the more one desires to render service to the Lord. In this way, one becomes attached to a particular mellow in the Lord's service. The 5 mentioned here. Shanta. Next one. Louder. Louder. Dasya. Next one. Sakya. Next one. Vatsalya. And finally, Madhura. Now, of course, not everyone's attracted to the same. But these are the 5 relationships with the Lord. They manifest indirectly in this world, pervertedly. As a result of such attachment, bhava develops. So that attraction to a particular way of serving the Lord is before you experiencing of bhava. It usually awakens in the stage maybe of a Shanti, or sometimes even before. It's genuine. Bhava Bhakti is the platform of purified goodness. By such purified goodness, one's heart melts in devotional service. Bhava Bhakti is the first seed of love of Godhead. This emotional stage is there before one attains pure love. When that emotional stage intensifies, it is called Prema Bhakti, transcendental love of Godhead. This gradual process is also described in those 2 verses which we went through each chapter. And I'll just read one more verse and then we'll move on. This is the verse after this one. The spiritually powerful message of Godhead can be properly discussed only in the association of devotees. And it is greatly pleasing to hear in that association. If one hears from devotees, the way of transcendental experience quickly opens to him, and gradually he attains firm faith that in due course develops into attraction and devotion. Sometimes Prabhupada uses this word here, devotion. It can be used in beginning, middle or end, but here it's referring to the end. Real devotional service means pure love of Godhead. Everything else is a preparation or a gradual process working towards it. It's connected, but it's not full devotion. So I'm just going to briefly mention, I hope we got some ideas there. And we have a wonderful opportunity to, in the association of devotees, is where Srila Prabhupada, all of our acharyas offer this association and create situations to afford that association, to giving it to others. The movement is to give, to take association and to give association in various ways. So we just briefly mentioned the 10 offences against chanting the holy name, which we hear every morning here in Mayapur. Sometimes we don't remember them even after a long time of chanting them. So what are these 10 offences? Some of the candidates for initiation to mention. First offence, please.
Blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their life to propagating the holy name of the Lord.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Okay, another one, number 2.
To consider the names of the demigods, like Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, to be equal to or independent of the name of Lord Vishnu.
Jai! There you go. Number 3.
To disobey the orders of the spiritual master.
Very good. Sometimes it's idea to consider the spiritual master an ordinary man, especially if they disobey the orders. Number 4.
To blaspheme the Vedic literature and pursuits of the Vedic version.
Very good. Now, do you know you want to say in Czech? Say in Czech. Say in Czech. It's Martin's in Czech. You say whatever you like, nobody else knows what it means. Even will say yes, he'll translate the right thing into English. Anybody get the 5th one? He's nervous. No, it's okay. I know what it's like. We all know what it's like. I mean, many times, when you're on the spot, you get nervous, right? Isn't it? Sometimes? What's the 5th one?
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
Yeah, to consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna, not the chanting, but the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination. Which one? Pardon?
Give some interpretation on the holy name of
Yeah.
You give your own interpretation or material interpretation on the holy name. Sometimes people do that. 7th one?
To commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting.
Yeah, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy names. In other words, chanting with the intention, if I chant, I'll get freed of my sinful reactions. Huh? That motivation. That may happen, but that shouldn't be our motivation. 8th one?
Consider glories of chanting Hare Krishna one of the most ritualistic.
Yeah,
activities
it's just
offered in the Vedas,
fruitive activity, karma can't. Yeah, you can't compare the chanting of Hare Krishna with any kind of fruitive activity, not even with other mantras practically. This is Varaka Brahma mantra, it's the topmost mantra. And if we cultivate the chanting of the holy name, means to cultivate without committing offences, to avoid the offences in chanting. Chanting the holy name without offence, one can come to the pure platform, Shuddhanam. The chanting may have other effects, but it will not awaken love of Godhead within our hearts. So other mantras may have some benefit in achieving material returns, making you feel good, helping with our health, getting a good job, going to heaven, getting liberation, getting rid of your enemies, whatever type of mantras you may chant from different Puranas or from the Vedas, etc. But that may also be achieved through chanting if that's our intention, but that's not the object of why the Lord has appeared in this way. Gulokara Prema Dana Harinama Sankirtan. He's appeared from, this holy name has come from Goloka Vrindavan, it's not even from Vaikuntha. Many Vaikuntha mantras, but this is Goloka Vrindavan mantra. He's appeared in this form, accessible form. We may not be tuned in, but the Lord is there waiting for us to tune in. And the more we tune in, as they surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. He'll reveal himself, and he'll cleanse our heart, and as the heart becomes cleansed, things become clear. It's not a question of learning exactly, it's a part of the process, but the actual effect takes place when our consciousness becomes pure and we just see things for what they are. It's not like seeing something that doesn't exist. We don't see it now because our consciousness is covered. So the actual process or cultivation of devotional service cleanses our consciousness of the prime activity in devotional service is chanting Hare Krishna. This is our prime activity. Other mantras we chant, of course. But they're to support the cultivation of Shuddhanam or pure chanting of the holy name. Everything we do. Temples, distributing books, distributing prasadam, everything to cultivate pure consciousness so that we can really understand Krishna and his name, Namachintamani Krishna. Tapinat Vannamanamino, they're no different from each other. Transcendental personality of God appearing in this form. It's not for a material reason that we should chant, but rather to please the Lord, awaken our love for Krishna. Offense is to think it's just another mantra. I've got my mantra, you've got yours. Okay. You may have your mantra to go to another place, that's another thing. This Mahamantra is unique. Not only does it Taraka Brahma mantra delivers a living entity, but Paraka awakens the highest perfection of possible existence of the jiva. The ninth offense.
To instruct the person about the glories of the Buddha. To instruct the faithless person.
To instruct the faithless. You know what Prabhupada said one time about this? Is very interesting. We usually describe, well, it means you don't talk about, the esoteric meaning of Krishna, Ram, and this thing and that thing, and all the glories of the name in public, to people who have no faith, little faith. That's one way of looking at it. We do spread the name, but we don't get into all the details. Just chant and be happy. But Prabhupada said, what it means is, we do not initiate persons who are not qualified. That's the meaning of the ninth offense. And the 10th offense?
To maintain material attachment despite so much instruction.
Yeah, to maintain material attachments and not to have complete faith in the chanting of the holy names. Now, there's a good chance that we might be performing one of these offenses. There's a good chance we're performing more than one of those offenses. And there's definitely a good chance that there's another one too, which we are more than likely very, very expert at.
Getting distracted. Inattentiveness.
Inattentiveness. Is that right?
Inattentive.
Has anyone ever had a problem with inattention? Anyone? And sometimes you find yourself being inattentive? Yes? No?
Yes.
Always?
Yes.
Always.
Yes.
Not sometimes. Sometimes it's always. Always it's sometimes. It's incredible, isn't it? How inattentive we can be. We're associating with Radha and Krishna. We have the chance to. We may not be taking advantage, but the opportunity, they're there. We're somewhere else. We're on the other side of the planet. Or whatever. Attention. Well, that's like another subject altogether to discuss. We're not going to discuss it now, but there are many, let's say, aids, helpers. This is the secret. To simply hear the sound of the holy name of Krishna and serve the Vaishnavas, Lord Chaitanya said, are the two activities sufficient to awaken love of God. Hear the sound of the holy name and serve the Vaishnava. Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj said the gateway to pure chanting is service to the Guru and the Vaishnavas. The gateway, you can't get in otherwise. We may know about what's on the other side, we may look at it, but we can't enter into that bottle of honey without this process of service to the Vaishnavas and service to the spiritual master. The secret, that's what most pleases Krishna. Okay, well, the time is up. And now I'll tell you the program is that we will be proceeding shortly to the outside garden, those who wish to come, the rose garden, where there will be a yajna. Yajna shall hopefully arranged by now, and there we will be having the ceremony, the fire ceremony, and like that. And after that, breakfast, perhaps it's already being served, I don't know. It will certainly be served, if there's anything left, after the fire sacrifice. Sometimes devotees are very enthusiastic about that, taking prasadam. But consider that all the devotees be greedy. So first, before we do that, I guess there's one more thing to do. Da-da-da-dun. What is that?
Names.
Names. No, das 1, das 2, das 3. That's so easy, yeah? Das 4. Dasi 1. Ain't like these. Prabhupada said that about the cows. Did you know that? Well, Dory asked me, Namashar asked me, name of the cows. 2 cows have arrived. You please don't go over there unless you're asked to, because they've just arrived and they're both pregnant, and it can freak them out if you go there. Please don't do that. If you want to go, ask, I suppose you can ask Namachari. Otherwise, one, don't go in groups like that, please. They just arrived. They're in a new country, new people around. They don't speak the language. It's like hard when you're in a foreign country. You can settle in for a while. They already gave some milk to the deities last night. Morning, still milking. So, anyway, they asked me to name the cows. And Prabhupada was asked that name, and he said Surabi. But we already have a Surabi. Prabhupada said Surabi 2. Surabi 3, Surabi 4, Surabi 5. But we do give different names. One of the cows is named Surabi, by the way. We had a Surabi, she left her body recently. So, names. Okay. We have 5 devotees today taking this first stage. Different births are there. There's the birth from the womb. And there's the birth of Diksha, which is the 5 other devotees today. They make their commitment to the disciplic succession, to follow these principles and chant the holy name. And then, one devotee, Janavi, are you here? Yes, she is. Janavi has already received the mantras, but she's sitting in on the yajna today. And there was another devotee who was supposed to be with us, Damayanti, but unfortunately she's still in Denmark, coming back tonight. So that'll become tomorrow, the day after. I don't know. And then there's Rupa Raghunath Prabhu here. He's already received Nam Diksha, second initiation, second birth, Mantra Diksha. And receives further mantras and further duties, commitments, responsibilities. So we're going to call upon the 5 devotees to come forward one by one. And I have to ask someone to kindly move to the side this table, please. And we would like the candidates to please, it's complicated. Okay, what you do, maybe you should just come up. Ladies first or men first? What's the order?
Ladies first.
Ladies first? Well, that's pretty intense, isn't it? Poor Pratika. What do you want to do? You want to come first? Let the men first. We get the choice. Okay, ladies first. You have the choice. You want the men to come first? Okay. That was a good check. Yeah. Well, Pratika is from Nepal. And in Nepal, of course, is a very fine mother. Your mother is here today. Mother Pratika, where's your mother? Where is she? Wonderful lady, wonderful Vaishnavi. Come all the way from Paris, not from Nepal. Near Paris, living in Melbourne. Is that right? No. So we're going to call upon the men first. So if all 4, I'm going to speed this up, all 4 of you come here and offer your obeisances. Okay? Not on top of each other. As quick as you can, please. I'm going to teach you how to offer obeisances. I can guarantee you don't know how to do it. Maybe my guarantee is not a very good one. They're doing pretty good there. Look at that. That's worth a photograph. Come on. Stay there. Hold on. Don't get up yet. Stay there. That's worth a photograph. Pay your obeisance. Now do the same thing in front of Srila Prabhupada. Quick as you can, please. I'll just briefly mention these devotees as they're paying it, and then go before the dais and offer your obeisances there, please. So we have 4 devotees here. Ivan is from France, he's the tall one, and he's on book distribution with Dhanitya and Rupa Raghunath. He joined Krishna consciousness in New Govardhan as a woofer in Australia. And now you go to the deities and offer your obeisances to the deities. And he's had a lot of health problems, he's now overcoming those problems. And right from the time he came to France, almost right from the beginning, he took a liking to book distribution, and he's so blissful on book distribution. He's really tasting a little bit of mercy there. Is your mother here today, Ivan? He has a wonderful mother and family members. They're also very, very favourable to Krishna consciousness. So Ivan, and then we have Martin with the glasses. He's from Czech, and he is a cook. He runs a restaurant. There's one huge city in Czech Republic called Shvetadweep. Everyone else has disappeared. Where have they gone? Oh, they're waiting. Come, sit down. What's it called? How do you say it in Czech? Where that town is, Shvetadweep, how do you say it? I call it Shvetadweep. Huh? Svitavi. Svitavi. Okay. He runs a restaurant. How many people live there? 20,000 people.
The restaurant.
That's all. How many people come daily to the restaurant? 150 daily. Average about 100. Sometimes more, sometimes a little less, but around about 150 lunches a day served. Down there's only 20,000 people living. It's amazing. It doesn't have to be a massive city, you know. Restaurants is the most wonderful way, or cafes, of spreading Krishna consciousness. Very wonderful. So he and his good wife, where is your wife? Is she here? Where is she? There she is. Come with some devotees all the way here for this ceremony. Not for the ceremony, they didn't even think of that. They came for the festival. They ended up something else happening. And who else have we got? Martin. Joseph. Joseph is from London. And Joseph, if you know Rupanuga Bhakti here, you know, Rupanuga is from Lyon, France, born in Lyon. He's a temple commander in Soho Street Temple, and Joseph has been like taking guidance from Rupanuga Prabhu, and he serves there. And he has a little bit like Rupanuga Prabhu. He has an occupation of athletics. He teaches athletics or gym
classes.
Gym classes, health, you know. You know, these things are what people do, I don't know. All these things. My whole life I've never been to a gym. Never intend to go one. The best gym to me is jumping up and down in kirtan. This is the best exercise on the planet, I'll tell you. You can do it. Jump up and down. Does everything. Even they say that jumping up and down is good for the nerves on your feet. It massages all your nerves and that affects your whole body. You don't need a massage. Just jump up and down on your feet. Better than anything. Sweat it off, all your mental trips, all the nonsense that we think we've got problems with. You sweat it out in kirtan, by the way. So many problems. You've got no problems. The only problem is you think you've got problems. Sweat it out. Kirtan. One of the biggest problems is, I'll tell you frankly, as far as frankly, it's my opinion, you could say, it's not only mine, it's the opinion of many, is that we don't work hard enough. People are lazy in this age. Damn lazy. You know, then you get all mental. Because what are you going to do? Just sitting around on the blooming WhatsApp, computer, Facebook stuff. You're definitely going to get mental. Guaranteed. Sweat when you're young. Work. What the body is meant. You're going to do, because some people have health don't allow it, but generally speaking, exercise. Do something useful. Go in, wash some pots. Go in the garden. Do something. If you can't dance and chant up and down, or do something. You know. A lot of the problems is that build up in the body, it goes to the brain, and you see all this disturbance in front of you. So many vibrations disturbing the atmosphere. There was one of them. Oh, there he is. And dear Vishnu Jan Prabhu is not from the spiritual world. Via Portugal and Mayapur. The Guru Kull there for many years. His father is here. Where's your dad? I know, but where is he? He's got to be here for this one.
He's busy.
Come on, this is your second birth and he's not here?
I don't know.
Call him. Where is he? Where's Raghunath Prabhu? Anybody else's relatives are here, or friends, or make friends? We hope you've got some friends here. Any relatives? No, none of your relatives. You have your relatives. So Vishnu Jan Prabhu is. What can you say about Vishnu Jan?
Gong.
Yeah, I call him Vishnu Gong. He loves playing the gong. Bong, 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 bong. And sometimes on the drum. Static. I'm not going to say much more detail, but he's a very wonderful, pure soul from birth. Born in a devotee family, and his whole life dedicated to Krishna. So I'm going to call the candidates up one by one now. While we're doing this, Pratibha, you can offer your obeisances too if you want. Just then you can go around and do it. Just offer your obeisances here, and then Prabhupada, and then the deities. Plastic bags here. First, lucky dip, huh? First come, first serve. So here we go. First we're going to call upon back to Ivan. He's from Angers, if you know what Angers is, in France. Loves distribution. We need somebody with a roll call. What do you call it? You ready? Is it on? Is it on ready? Somebody? Start out. Whatever. Come on. A bit of light here. Huh? Vows? Yeah. Make some vows. You have to make some vows. What vows are you going to make?
The vows that I make, Maharaj, is to serve you eternally. And
I'll make it a little easier for you. What are the 4 regulations?
no gambling, no intoxication, no meat eating, and no gambling. And no sex, no illicit sex.
And if you want to find out more about this, Jai Vaishnav Maharaj is soon to produce a book on the 4 regulated principles. And you'll really find out what gambling is they're all can be interpreted. I would say gambling and illicit sex are probably the most 2, interpreted, different versions of what they mean. Especially gambling is very interesting. I was talking to him at length about it when he was here. Very interesting subject. So I don't know when it's going to come out. And how many rounds are you chanting? Or beads daily?
16 rounds daily, Maharaj.
Never more. Okay, guys. That's the rule, isn't it? Is that right, Local Swami Cole? Maximum 16, isn't it? After 50 years, it's still like maximum 16 rounds. What do you think, Madhya? Huh? SC. But you're doing kirtan, so that's okay. Chanting non-stop. But is it maximum?
No, Maharaj.
What is it?
Minimum.
Minimum! Ah! You saved me. Anything else? What about Ekadashi? Is it a good idea to chant more or not?
Yeah, it is, Maharaj.
Good idea. How many?
At least, I think Prabhupada said 32.
64, wasn't it? He said in the beginning, first boys and girls who came in New York, huh? They still had their jeans and t-shirts on. Long hair, practically. Didn't even know what the regulated principles were, practically. 64 rounds. They weren't even chanting 1 the day before. Probably came down to 16 eventually. They knew nothing. When it said, now take the banana, for the yajna, they take the banana. They started to peel the banana and eat it. Now, bow down. They thought they said blow down. They all went down, blowing at the fire. I hope you learned a few things. No, Hare Krishna. Is it okay? Green light? Blessings, everybody. fire and the sacrifice. The yoga is outside. But here in front of Srila Prabhupada, in front of the deities, in front of all the devotees, this is your greatest opportunity you've ever had in lifetimes after lifetimes in this universe, traveling around this universe, Brahmanda Bhamite Kong, God knows how long. Now we have a chance to actually, let's say, attain the real purpose of our existence. Very rare opportunity Prabhupada is giving us. But please don't waste this opportunity. And usually we give a name beginning with the same letter that you already have. Your name begins with E, is that correct? E. So we think of a name beginning with E. There aren't that many, by the way, which are listed. Who can think of a name beginning with E? Many. Ekalavya, Ekachakra. Well, we've got different names beginning with E. But we've chosen one name beginning with E today. And actually the neck beads have to go on now, by the way. Forgot that. Because we normally do all this in the beginning, but because the yoga is outside, we didn't do it. He's got to put his neck beads on. Oh, there they are. Thank you. And someone can put the other neck beads on the other candidates, please. Are there any garlands which you can give them after initiation? Are the garlands here? This is Raghunath Prabhu, the father of Vishnu Jan Prabhu. This is his name from birth, Vishnu Jan. I remember when I went up for my initiation and we were on Trafalgar Square underneath Nelson's column. Prabhupada was giving initiation in 72. We were 30 of us sat there. There's a stone plinth, we say, like a platform in front of the column in Trafalgar Square. And we were going up in threes. Were you there for that Paravita Prabhu? 72 in London? 73, okay. So in 72 we went up in groups of 3 and Prabhupada saw we didn't have our neck beads on and he said, go back and sit down and get your neck beads on. And we didn't have neck beads on. So we went back and then we put the neck beads on. So tell me when everyone's got their neck beads. Where's Vishnu Jan's neck beads? Oh my goodness, where's his neck beads? Have you got neck beads? Here. Oh, you know what I did? I forgot to bring the neck piece for Pratibha. We got any neck beads in the shop? I think where's Vishnu Jan? Can someone bring some neck beads? Have you got neck? No.
Yeah, lady you left.
Someone's bringing?
Yes.
Okay. They're upstairs. The reason I forgot was Madhava Prabhu because they're in the room Madhava's in and it's locked. Okay, are you ready? So we chose the name. We chose a name beginning with E, and it means one has one goal in life. Prabhupada said one time, one God, one mantra, one scripture. And so this name is like that. Your name is Ekanath Das Brahmachari. Hare Krishna. Ekanath Prabhu, Hari Bol. If there is a garland here, please give it to him. If there's not, we'll do it outside. So this is on behalf of Srila Prabhupada. All of us this opportunity to spread the great family of the Gaudiya Vaishnavas throughout the universe. Branch of Lord Chaitanya's tree. Thank you for fixing yourself firmly now on that branch of Prabhupada's branch of the tree of ISKCON, of the branch rather of ISKCON in this great tree. Hare Krishna. Next, let's see, whose is this? Next. It's Vishnu Jan Prabhu. Vishnu Jan Prabhu, Hari Bol. How long have you been at New Mayapur now? 2 years?
1 year.
Only 1 year. Only 1 year, I reckon.
I came here in 2020 and in July.
July. I think that's 2 years now, isn't
2 years.
it? Yeah, 2 years.
2 years.
Over 2 years, yeah. 2 years they've been with Father's head Pujari and Vishnu Jampro is assisting. And I hopefully you can assist more if you have an attraction for daily worship. So can you remember the 4 regulated principles?
The 4 regulated principles are no meat eating, fish or eggs, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
Very good. How many rounds a day?
Chanting 16 rounds daily.
Minimum. And on the Kaddishi, try to chant more.
I'll try.
Baba didn't insist on it. He didn't say it was a regulated principle. He said if you can, chant more. That's good. But don't waste time. So, Vishnu Jan, what can we say with a name like Vishnu Jan? And I didn't. If I didn't already have a disciple with the name Vishnu Jan, who was supposed to be sitting here right now, but they didn't turn up yet, did they? They didn't come, did they? Yeah. Arriving this afternoon. So, the head of the Harinam Ruchi is. I gave him the name Vishnu Jan. So. I thought he was going to be here, so it'd be funny. He'd be the one on the drum going, boom, boom. And your name is Vishnu Jan. I had to think of a slightly different name. Oh. I know you want to keep the same name. So, are you ready? Your name is Vishnu Janananda. Now, it's funny, I'll just tell a little story about that. I mean, I'm taking too long, but it's interesting. When I first started looking at this, and I think the first thing that came to my mind was that name, but it's not a name you see. I don't think anyone else in this film has got it. And you won't find it in the database or anywhere like that, but it has a really amazing meaning. Now, before I did choose that, I wrote to several friends who were in the Sanskrit, Matsya Avatar Prabhu and Banu Maharaj, and they never replied. I wrote to them, is this name appropriate? Is it okay? Is it authorized? I gave one or two others, but this was the one I wanted. And no reply. But I wrote to Dravida Prabhu. If anyone knows Dravida, BBT editor, he replied within 5 minutes. Relationship. And he said, this is a great name. He said, I said, would you help me to suggest a name? And that came to his name before he even read what I wrote. He immediately came to the same name. He says, it's the right name for him. And to be exact, he gave the name, I didn't write it down here, but it means Vishnu Jan. What does Vishnu Jan mean? The devotees of the Lord. Vishnu Janananda means one who gives bliss to the devotees of the Lord. Is that okay? Are you happy? Good. So we'll still call you Vishnu Jan, don't worry. Yeah. You're a very blissful soul. So let's see who's next. We have here Martin. Jai. What are they? What are the 4 regulated principles?
So, no meat, fish and eggs eating, no intoxication, no gambling, and no illicit sex.
Very good. And how many rounds a day?
I will chant minimum 16 rounds every day, and on the Kadashi more.
On the Kaddishi more, very good. Good. So, as we mentioned already, he loves to cook. I think the first day you came, you cooked the lunch, right? He's straight in the kitchen with his wife. very cool. You know, some people, yes, they don't panic. You know, when you see somebody who's rightly situated, they're not panicking when they're doing it. Right? Generally, it's natural. Like Lochan at Nanda, temple present, with him cooking is natural. Kirtan, I think Madhya's not here now, but Kirtan, natural. Everyone has their nature. And you don't, it's not like you're anxiety, panic, it's natural. This is called simple living. Simple living. When you act according to your nature. Prabhupada said that. That's what it means. He was asked that question, basically speaking. He's like, you know, you do what you're cut out for, you know, much as you can. And you feel contented. You like cooking?
Yes.
You're contented. You can just look at it, look how happy. So, Martin, M, huh? M, a name beginning with M, something to do with food, something to do with Krishna. He's also a little artful, aren't you? A little artful. How do you say artful? Mischievous, a little. So very jolly person, you know. So you're thinking of a name for your beats? What one? Beats. Oh, for a shop. How much did she charge you? Oh, sorry. So what to do? On behalf of the Divine Grace of Prabhupada and their Parampara Disciple Succession, I'd like to give you the name Makanchor Das Adhikari! Just to help to remind you, you know, who's Makanchor? Krishna. What does it mean? The butter thief. You're not a thief. In one sense, we're all thieves in this world, and now we're offering what we think is ours back to the Lord. Huh? Our body, our mind, our everything. Is that okay? Makanchor Prabhu. Is that okay? Your better half? You okay with that one? They won't call him Mac, will they? Where's Mac? You won't have to think of that when you give initiation. No? Where's Eka? Where's Eka? Ekanath. Anyway. Who's this one? Huh? Got lost here. I lost one of the names.
Joseph.
Can't remember.
Joseph.
Is this your Joseph? Okay. So last but not least to the gentleman. I call upon Joseph. Very humble? Surrendered?
Yes.
Submissive?
Very.
Kind?
Super kind.
Tolerant? Merciful?
All those qualities. Yes.
Alright. All good qualities, you know. It said, Yashasti Bhakti Bhagavata Kinchana Gunai Savata Tasma Satasaro. But all the good qualities the demigods manifest, you know, in devotional, in a devotee, in time, not immediately. But they should be coming. So it appears from what Rupanova Prabhu said that you've been, whatever reason, good fortune, these qualities you're holding. So it's very wonderful. So what are the four regulated principles?
No meat eating, including no fish and eggs, no gambling, no intoxication, and no illicit sex.
How many rounds of chapel a day?
16 rounds minimum, more Ekadashi.
Very good. So, name beginning with J, there are so many names beginning with J in a database, and different lists which we have of Vedic names, etc. Very eager, look, very eager there. Very special day. Your name is Jaya Dharma Das. So maintain those good qualities of Dharma and you'll be victorious. second in the eye of the Lord, or in the eyes of the devotees. Eva has been coming regularly as a devotee from Yoga Lyric. Here's Ras Leela here with us. I don't know if Akshayananda Prabhu is in the room right now or not. But there are some other devotees from Yoga Lyric here. Ravini, I don't know, Jiva Pran, one or two are here. And she's been coming quite some time now to Yoga Lyric, isn't it? A couple of years? 3 years. I remember seeing you, I think you came maybe with your mother even one time. Yeah, to the Harinam at the bottom of Sacred Core that day. I remember they came as a family. I thought they were just on holiday from Nepal. They were living near Paris. Since then, she comes out on Sankirtan many, many days. Now, to get from Melun, where she lives, to Paris takes 1.5 hours each way. That's 3 hours travel. Right? And you're working too.
And now I'm not working.
No, you're not working. You have been working. And she would still come after work on Sankirtan in the evenings, quite frequently. On Sankirtan to distribute books and do Harinam. And get back home at midnight. Quite frequently. That's quite something. So she's very well. Shananda's Prabhu's not here. What would you say about her Jiva Pran?
Krishna, Prativa Mataji is what we can see is very dedicated, as you mentioned. She's not scared to do any service.
She doesn't mind doing any service.
Yeah.
She has one problem. She takes on too much. That's what I'm told. She never says no. Service attitude.
And always smiling, making the service, always helping others. She's spontaneously proposing her.
It comes from her mother. Her mother has these wonderful qualities too. She may not understand what I'm saying.
She's enthusiastic to distribute prasadam too.
And prasadam. And you have a little Gurkha in your family?
Any Gurkhas in your family? Nepali Gurkhas?
No.
You have that fearlessness. She's very small in size, Indian, very quiet, but she's fearless. She goes at everything and anybody on Sankirtan without any fear. Right? Doesn't matter who they are, some big, or whatever, Muslims, black people, everything, anything. She's not afraid. She's got everything. And she just moved, right? Isn't that correct?
Yeah, true. Little body, but strong character.
Strong.
No meat eating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex.
And how many rounds a day?
16 rounds minimum per day.
Kadashi.
More, it's good if we can chant at least 25 rounds.
Prabhupada mentioned 25 when he did see a figure. 25 is good. So, name beginning with P. There are plenty of names beginning with P. And something which is appropriate to her nature and easy to say and not too long. Your name is Priya Rani Dasi. Priya Rani Dasi ki jai. It means the most beloved or the most dear. Hare Krishna. I suppose it's the name of Radharani. I'm sure it must be one of her addresses. So we're finishing there now in temple, and I know many of you will do one of 3 things, or 4. Some of you may want to go to sleep, some of you may want to do other things too. You may want to go and take prasadam, you may have service to do, or you may join us in the garden for the Farayagya, or you may stay here. I don't know when the kirtan's not starting quite yet. It's starting soon. Where's my thing?
Watch.
Where's the watch?
8 minutes till 10.
So we'll make our way now. It's 10 minutes to 10. Sorry, we've gone overboard 20 minutes there. We'll make our way to the garden. We'll have kirtan to the garden. And Pratik, Pavan Prabhu, you'd like to lead kirtan to the garden? Lead the kirtan. Sing. And we're going to go together, those who are coming, to the garden, to the rose garden. And all of you have to come now. And you'll be engaged in the yajna now, often the sacrifices. This is like giving up our false ego, the fire of sacrifice.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna.